Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. For some reason, I couldn't hear the music, Phil. I mean, of course, something was going to break. So, let's see if they can hear us, though.
It's the first one.
Let's see if they can hear us. Let's see if they can hear us.
All right.
We had absolutely no intro audio at all, but that's okay. That's okay. I can deal with that.
It's not okay if they can't hear the videos that we're going to play.
No, they can hear the videos. They can hear the videos. For some reason, that was not coming out. But let's see if they can hear you. Right?
Can you hear, ladies and gentlemen? Can you hear me? Really, that's what's most important.
That's what's most important.
Is that you can hear me. Well, it's not really most important, because what's most important is really hearing Dimitri, because Dimitri has the important stuff to go through at the beginning of the show, and then I'll do the comic relief every now and then.
Okay, everything's looking good. I hope
Pam says it's all good. That's what Pam says.
That's what Bill says.
Army Man Brad, I speak very good English. Now, Dimitri, on the other hand, I can't tell. By the way, let me tell you guys, the phenomenon continues. The phenomenon of the Greek accent getting ridiculously thick when he's trying to talk to foreign people is still very, very strong. It's extremely strong. It's almost borderline annoying.
I feel like if I put a Greek accent, that French people that speak with an accent can understand me better.
I don't understand.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, but you do the same thing in China.
It's true. Well, they speak with an accent there too.
So basically, any place that speaks with an accent,
I have to use an accent. Yes.
I wonder, like, if you let's say I get older and hard of hearing, I wonder if your Greek accent. I bet you it would. I bet you anything it would.
I don't want to hear any more of your medical problems. Okay, I've had enough for this last month and a half. Please don't. All right. So Listen, don't joke around with the audio, because we're really trying hard to make this thing work. I had to patch everything up, and it looks to me on my board, it looks like the audio is going out through, and it looks like the audio levels are good. Everybody can hear us. Everything's looking good on my board. For some reason, Did you guys hear that? Did you hear that? Did you hear that, Phil?
I heard it.
You heard it. So
I heard it.
Why did that play and the music didn't play? That's weird. How about this? Did you hear this?
I heard that.
Wow. Okay.
I wonder if the other people can hear it. I wonder if everybody else
can hear it. Can everybody hear this?
I mean, you're using OBS tonight, and the OBS mixer is really, really easy to use. I'm not sure.
Okay. So I got you.
Here we go.
I got you. When I have you alone, it didn't work. I got you. Okay, I got you. All right, so we're gonna stick just together then. How about that? Before we get started, Phil, I got some important stuff. To talk about. By the way, I know we've been away for a while, but we had some traveling. Phil, just explain to everybody and apologize to all your viewers. We've had some traveling and some stuff to deal with in real life.
We have mostly traveling. I really, you started with the Greek traveling, right? And I didn't do a show while you were away for a little while, and then I headed out too. I headed out to France, and I met up with you there.
Yeah.
Finally, back on the road. We did a show together, which was really, really nice. I'm sure we're going to talk a lot about that tonight.
Absolutely.
And here we are back. We're back. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. We got a good show for you tonight. Tomorrow night, we're going to premiere. Well, you want to talk about that now? Let's talk about it later.
We'll talk about it later. We got a lot of exciting stuff.
Get through your important stuff first.
I have just a few things that I want to bring up here real quick. We have a couple of protests and a couple of rallies that are happening. I don't know why. Maybe Bill can tell me why every time I switch scenes, the audio is gone. I mean, I have it all working pretty good over here on my main screen, but it's not working. Audio input capture. Why isn't it working here? Let me just check real quick. That would be on the screen capture.
Larry's here. Hey, Larry.
Hey, Larry.
Come on.
What's up,
Come
buddy?
on over, Larry, and help Ďemitri. You know, he's the one that calls me technically. I just want everybody to know he's the one that calls me technically challenged.
I guess we didn't check that. We should have checked that earlier. All right. So anyway, just a couple of things to talk about here. There's a big rally happening at the headquarters of the World Health Organization. This is organized by the Smoker Rights Movement. This is November the 7th. Of course, it's in Switzerland. So, I mean, people that are going to be local there are going to be able to go. But there's some buses being organized from various close cities and countries that are around there. Smokerrights.org is the website if you want to get more information about it. I'm going to show you the website here briefly. And of course, there is a Facebook page. If you search on Facebook, Protest Against Smokers' Oppression. So if you want to get more information, if you want to go attend, I think this is a really good thing. I mean, the World Health Organization for years has done nothing to stop smoking, honestly. I mean, absolutely nothing.
0.0.
They've been around for 73 years. I was kind of a little bit shocked about that. Bill, if you can figure out how I can fix that real quick, I would really appreciate it since you know OBS pretty well. But
by the way, this is a zero symbol, not a like a
not okay, not okay,
zero,
not okay.
Zero,
but
right.
you know, they've gone after smokers all these years. Of course, nothing to help them. And now that we have something to help them, the World Health Organization is not getting behind it. So they have free buses from Lyon, France, Zurich, Switzerland, Bern, Switzerland, and Milan, Italy. They have these free buses. You can go to these cities, get on the bus, go there. It's like a 45-minute walk that they're going to start. They're going to start off at this famous place. It's one of on my bucket list, by the way. It's called the Broken Chair Point. It's in front of the United Nations building, Phil. It's really cool. It's like a broken chair. Here, let me see if I can show it to you here. I mean, it's really, really, really cool. So that's where they're going to meet, and from there they're going to walk up to the World Health Organization. So,
you know what'll be interesting to see is the turnout for that. Right. I mean, we know what turnouts look like for, you know, some of the U.S. rallies and events. It'll be interesting to see what it looks like there.
Yeah, I agree. It's good. We'll see when they post on there. And speaking of rallies, there's a rally November the 8th, the next day. This is in London.
Do you want to fire me off a link and I'll try to pull it up and maybe you could talk to it with it on my screen?
I could. Here, let me just see if I can do that. But then I can't because I have to here you go. I can't put you on big screen because we don't have any audio on you on the big screen either.
Oh, Jesus.
But at least you can pull it up on that little screen that you have there. I guess we should have checked that earlier, but we didn't. And I don't want to mess anything up. Bill, I don't know what that means. No.
What the serious fuck just happened?
What happened? You okay?
Okay. No, yeah, I'm all right. You're rubbing off on me.
Yeah, I can hear it myself now.
Oh wait, hold on.
All right, now I can hear myself. There you go. No, Bill, my audio capture is not working on that scene. When I put Phil alone or when I put the screen capture, the audio is not working. I need to copy whatever I have there. And I don't know what it's doing. But anyway, there you go. London, November the 8th. The rally is going to be at Parliament Square, 10 a.m. in London. And this is more of an organized effort to get delegates from the organization called 𝗵𝗂𝘀, which is a big a worldwide harm reduction organization, to applaud the UK's government evidence that they have presented and to their citizens and of course worldwide that vaping is better than smoking, and encouraging their smokers and their citizens to switch to vaping. So again, November the 7th at the World Health Organization, and of course November the 8th at the Parliament Square in London. If you are nearby and feel like going out, go out there and support them and do your part.
By the way, if you are interested, because I know we're having a hard time with the links tonight. If you are interested in any of this stuff, Dimitri will give me the links, and the links will be up on Taste Your Juice with the replay tomorrow. Okay?
Yes, and absolutely. Phil, if you bring this up, I mean, I'm sure everybody's been talking about this past week, and it's something that got a lot of media attention. I'm sure everybody here has heard it, that England could prescribe e-cigarettes on their their health service, which is the NHS, the National Health Service. And Phil, I was really torn on this. Obviously it's a great headline. Okay, I mean, make no mistake about it. For us vapors to see this and use it in our advocacy arsenal when we're talking to legislators across the world and say, hey, look what the NHS is doing. They're literally prescribing electronic cigarettes to patients that couldn't maybe possibly afford them, or they're under the National Health System and all that. I'm torn though. I'm torn for a couple of reasons.
I bet you I know one. Go ahead.
Okay, let's just break this down, and I want to get thoughts from the chat as well too. But price. Okay, I mean, vaping is really cheap in London. You can go get a starter kit for £10. You can go get a starter kit. I mean, if you cigarettes are £12 a pack. If you can afford a pack of cigarettes, you can get a setup at a vape shop, right? Which I think will invest. You'll invest more into making it work because you had to pay for it. Number one. Number two, we're not sick. I feel like going that route. We're smokers or ex-smokers. We're not. We don't have a disease. Medicalizing this and putting it under prescription I think it stigmatizes a little bit how a smoker would approach it, right? And number three, obviously, it opens up the doors. I'm just gonna run this real quick through the screen so everybody can see it, and then I'll go back. So MHRA invites e-cigarette makers to submit their products for approval as medical devices. That puts us in the position where now we have the vaping companies are going to be competing to get approval of what device is going to be the best device, what's going to work, what's not going to work, who's going to determine it. What are they going to give them? I know if we didn't have the free market, vaping probably wouldn't have worked for me if I was given the wrong product. If they told me this is what you have to use, Phil, because this is what I'm prescribing to you, I mean, it might work, but possibly it might not work if I don't have the option and the variety to get. So that's my thoughts on it. I think it's a great thing. It's a great headline, but I'm also torn on it.
I agree. I do like the headline, right? Because the headline speaks to the fact that it's better than smoking. So much so that they want to, a medical, division wants to prescribe this. But something that I've always said, and you kind of hinted at it too, where we love doing giveaways, right? But when you do, I guarantee you, if a smoker is given a device, there's going to be a much less chance of that smoker being a successful convert to vaping than if the smoker made their own decision and spent their own money on the device, because now they have a vested interest and they actually care about getting off the cigarette. Whereas, if you're given something, if I throw it in the garbage, it's really, who cares, right? And the other thing too is it's the variety that made vaping so successful, right? It's the fact that you could tailor the color, the model, the looks, whether it's a box or a tube, all of that stuff. You could tailor it to your personality. It's it's very cold, right? It makes something that's really warm and welcoming into something that's very, very cold.
Yes. Yes. I'm going to pull some of these. I think everybody has some really good comments on this, and I appreciate the chat participation on this. Greg says 18 to 24 months to approve one product by Big Tobacco for it. In the meantime, go to the vape shop. Amish says that it's more the establishment and health signaling approval. Yes, I agree with Demon concerns, but UK still leaving consumer model on the table. Yeah, I mean, I get it. The vape shop is still there. I get it. For now, I mean, you know how I am. I'm very hesitant about trusting any fucking government, right? But for now, yeah, it's still open there. Neil says, I heard that they're doing it because of all the bad press on vaping, and most of the smokers in England believe vaping is bad. I don't know. I don't think that would be the approach to do it. If you want vaping, if you want people in England to believe that vaping is better, you take your top 3 scientists and you put them on TV every fucking day for like 10 minutes and tell everybody, hey, listen, if you can't quit smoking, you should try vaping. Jason says, but they're still going to have the free market as well. I see your concerns, though. Again, the reason I'm just bringing it up because I'm torn. I'm like 60% with it, 40% hesitant, for the simple reason of stigmatizing smokers that bad that, you know, to make it appear like, oh, this is the pharmaceutical route that we need to take internationally, right? Don't forget, if the U.S. decides to do this, no company would be allowed. You wouldn't be able to pass a pharmaceutical application in America. Are you kidding me? We can't even pass a tobacco application. you know what it would take to pass a pharmaceutical application in America, right? So
right, and this kind of does move it one step closer to pharmaceutical. I mean, look at the issues that they're having in Australia with prescriptions right now, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. And again, I'm a little bit reluctant on it. Who put that? That was really good. What if they Green-Eyed Lady says, what if they prescribe a voucher to a vape shop?
I like that even better.
I like it. I mean, like a coupon or something like that. You can go get it and you can apply it even to something better. There might be a little bit of abuse liability there as well too. You know, what if you walk into the wrong vape shop? You know, and they give you, you know.
Yeah, probably nobody's going to prescribe a 200-watt mod and a Baby Beast. I'm guessing that's not going to be prescribed.
Yeah.
The National Health Service.
The one plus is that it legitimizes vaping as a smoking cessation tool, says Marshall. I partially agree, but again, do we really want to go that cessation route where we have to prove that that's what it does? Because to us, we've always said that it's an alternative, right? Even though we quit smoking with it, it's really an alternative to smoking. So anyway, Australia has failed with a prescription model so far. Yeah, terribly. I have seen the terrible examples of what Australia has done. Anyway, I just wanted to bring it up for that reason, Phil. I mean, no, I don't want to bash it by any means, but I do want to give an update here on the PMTAs that we've for the people in the U.S. that might be wondering or haven't kept up with the news. A lot of lawsuits flying in various circuit courts. I think there's about 28, if I'm not mistaken, lawsuits, and they have asked for the circuit courts to appeal and get a stay in the decision of the FDA issuing marketing denial orders. And so far, we've had a few successes. You know, Triton, Turning Point Brands, a couple more companies have gotten reverse on their marketing denial order, or the court has granted them stay, meaning that the FDA cannot enforce the marketing denial order until it goes through with the court. All this is good. Do I believe that we can win in court? No, I don't. I still don't believe that we can win in court. But that's not the point. The point is that we're seeing that the FDA is backtracking, right? We're seeing that the FDA actually used the words switcheroo. We heard switcheroo in an article, in a mainstream news article, which is great. We're seeing that the FDA has made mistakes. We're seeing that the FDA either deliberately or not deliberately, who am I to say? I'm not in there. Maybe created this cookie cutter response to deny all marketing orders of flavored products that came out, which is against the law. And if a judge does tell the FDA that's against the law, the FDA can take the application back and then review it at a later date and still deny it. Okay, I just want to make sure that everybody's clear with that.
Haven't we seen the FDA do something similar though in the past, where they don't necessarily care about the lawsuits? They did what they needed to do to shut some people up.
Correct.
Right. And now they might need to make some changes, but they can say, hey, look, we did what you wanted us to do. We tried.
Correct. Right? I think a lot of it has to do because Judge Grimm had a decision that they had to, do something with the PMTAs before September the 9th. So maybe their approach was, well, we're just trying to, no matter what happens in court, the FDA will never be found guilty because they have the Department of Justice that's defending them, which has unlimited funds. It's the government defending the FDA, right? So in a court case, it's going to be extremely difficult for us to beat the FDA, right? And by beating it, really, what are we going to do? We're going to tell the FDA to go back and spend more time to scientifically review these PMTAs. If your PMTA is not done correctly, they still can deny it. They're going to say, hey, look, yeah, we sat down, we took the scientific evidence, and you don't have longitudinal studies. You don't have cohort studies. You don't have the right HPHCs. You don't have, you can't show the population as a whole. They can go through all that and deny them again. It's just going to take them longer, and you can continue to sell your product, which is good, on the market until they decide to deny it. But again, I can't stress enough. We had this discussion in France with a movement that's happening there with some of the businesses. Then they're trying to get something done. The biggest thing is that we got to make this public. Like, it has to come more mainstream media that the FDA fucked up. Again, whether deliberately or not, I mean, that's for a reporter to investigate if there's any real reporters left, Phil, out there. But the win for me would be if we take, we have right now, 𝗂𝗍𝗪 had their petition review filed at the Court of Appeals. 𝗣𝗵𝗶𝗹, whatever, they make a vape pen. 𝗵𝗵𝗄 had theirs changed. 𝗵𝗵𝗶𝗹, Triton, which also makes VAPEXPO. Both VAPEXPO and Triton, they got to stay in court. Turning Point Brands, of course, National Tobacco, huge company, they immediately got it. I mean, they just coughed and they reversed theirs. Anyway, there's a few more other companies. Plus, there's other lawsuits pending in various circuit courts across the United States. So how do we take this now, Phil, and put it out there where we can show that the FDA really has screwed up here, and we really got to take a look at it from a different perspective and say maybe the process of going and allowing this product. Yeah, we have a massive PR campaign that we've been talking about over and over and over and over again. That just doesn't get done. Right. Yeah, that's what it boils down to. Yeah.
And it's like if we had that PR campaign, if we had that available to us, if we had the inside track to getting that message out, then we can modify it. Now, okay, instead of this message, now it's the FDA and all of these lawsuits, it's that message, and we can put any message down that channel. But the problem is we can't get that channel open.
Yes, absolutely. I hate to see like really good decisions be wasted in the eye of the public. Right? Like, we're so small that when we get a win like that, we really need to magnify it and say, hey, look at us here. We're being we're getting an unfair treatment from the FDA. And again, whether it's deliberate or not, it's irrelevant. It is unfair and it's unjust. And it's not based on the statute of how you're supposed to review a PMTA. I mean, that's clear cut. The FDA even said they made a mistake, which, again, I don't think it was a mistake. But
look, if you look at mainstream media and the way mainstream media operates today, they don't give a fuck about that initial headline. They really don't. It's like whatever they want, whatever message they want to put out, that true, false, fake, made up. They don't give a fuck. They just put it out there. And if they get fact checked, there'll be a little, they put, oh, sorry, we made a little mistake that nobody fucking reads.
Yeah.
That nobody sees, but they see that big headline. Right. So again, you know how I feel about mainstream media and what's going on in the world today. How do you fight that machine? How do you change that machine? How do you prevent them from just putting out garbage that goes along with their narrative, fact check or not? They don't care, right? And if it gets, if it's wrong, they put a little retraction again that nobody sees, nobody cares about. Damage is already done.
Absolutely.
That's the way it's been. If you look at some of these headlines, the damage is done. Whether or not they do the retraction, whether or not there's like a little correction somewhere buried in some 50-page article, right? The damage is done.
Yeah, I agree with that. And don't forget that the FDA so far has approved 3 products for an alternative to smokers. Okay. So we have.
You can't talk yet on those.
I didn't talk on. I just left it blank. But so far we have IQOS, which was approved last year. But guess what? IQOS was removed from the market because British American Tobacco sued Altria on a patent on the heat not burn in America, which is really funny because they haven't done it in Europe. So there's definitely some patent bullshittery going on there between the two giants. But IQOS has been ordered within 60 days to remove all the products. They had it in test markets in Atlanta, Virginia, and I think North Carolina, maybe another state or whatever, 3 or 4 states that had the test markets going. All the products now must be removed within 60 days until this is decided in courts, and this could take forever. I mean, we're talking about a patent dispute between the 2 big tobacco giants. This could take years out of the market. Then they approved VAPEXPO. What's VAPEXPO? VAPEXPO is like, did you ever go to church, Phil, when you were young? I don't know. Were you always a sinner? You know the little wafers that they give you at church when you get.
Yeah, I know the little wafer communion. Yeah, dude, I went to church. Yeah. I was never an altar boy though.
I hope not.
Yeah.
So it's a little wafer. Basically, you put it in it's dissolvable, right? And you put it in your mouth, and you get nicotine, and then you spit the whole thing out. This product was filed for a PMTA like 4 or 5 years ago. It got approval, but guess what? 2 years ago, Big Tobacco made this product. 2 years ago, they removed it from the market because nobody was buying it. I mean, it's horrible product. That's not even being sold, but it got a PMTA. This is funny. And the last product that got approved was the Vuse Solo. The Vuse Solo, which came out in 2014, if you remember, was one of the first Big Tobacco products that I reviewed on my YouTube channel. Basically a cartridge with filler, shitty, just a horrible design, outdated 808 connection. I mean, yeah, nobody used it.
It's basically going back to when we had to crank engines to start.
That's exactly right.
Hey, did you mention snus?
It was, yes. We're talking about products in our space.
Got it. Okay.
That just got approved now. Absolutely. So we're looking at the approvals. I mean, we knew Big Tobacco was going to get a product approved, whether it was going to be Juul, whether it was going to be Enjoy. It's going to be one of these products and be out. I was really shocked to see nobody sells this product. I mean, you know how hard and I want you to do this, but let me know by next Tuesday. What I want you to do is out in Cape Coral this week, every time you go out, stop at a different gas station and ask for a Vuse Solo. If you can record it, that'd be even greater. You know what I'm saying? And then next Tuesday, I want to see at how many locations you're going to find the one product that the FDA deemed appropriate for public health that smokers should be using, where you can't find it anywhere.
Yeah, I bet y'all find the shit out of puff bars, though.
Absolutely, you will. You will find disposables up the yin yang, my friend.
Yin yang.
All right, so that's the products that the FDA has deemed that we can use. I mean, it is what it is, but yeah. Well, I mean, we'll keep an eye on it. We'll see what's going to do, what's going to happen. I mean, it's unfortunate, but that's just the current state of vape in America. I do think that the FDA is going to back off from enforcement a little bit. And of course, with the synthetic nicotine taking over the market now, I had a question here: who is still shipping now that mail ban is in effect? I guarantee there's quite a few companies still shipping. Man, just do a little Google. Low synthetic nicotine. Tea Time, I got an email from them the other day. Tea Time is Jay DeLuco and my old boss, Kevin Bowers from VP Live. They're making Tea Time. They got like 8-10 flavors or whatever. I actually
5-Pawns is.
I actually ordered from them this whatever it is, mango something. It's pretty good. It's like mango tea. And of course, I put like a lot of cooling in it for myself. But they sent an email that said, "Hey, listen, we're using synthetic nicotine. We don't believe we're a tobacco product. Fuck them. We're gonna keep shipping." So there's, I mean, yeah.
So Larry mixes e-liquid, right?
Yeah.
Larry, we should come up with a flavor per week, throw some synthetic in there, and just sell to a few people.
Yeah.
We'll do a little mail order thing.
Yeah.
Come on, Larry.
Sure.
Let's do it. Let's make it happen.
Yeah.
Why not? Fuck it.
Why not? Everybody else is doing it. Why not?
Larry, that's let's talk about that. Like everything is a limited edition. Every flavor that we put out is limited edition.
Yes. Oh boy, I had a really good joke there, but
Upstomp. That's somebody who's been around since day one, huh?
Yeah. Mowgli still ships. There you go. You want some liquid? Get it from Mowgli. Absolutely. Mowgli. He's been mixing since 2001, before electronic cigarettes were invented. I saw something today. It was really, really funny. I saw somebody say,
"Yeah, liquid, and he had no idea what to do with it."
The drama is just unbelievable right now in vaping. But anyway, so yeah, just do a little Google is what I'm saying, and you'll find there's a lot of companies. They're still shipping freebase nicotine. There's still a lot of shipping going on. All you gotta do is just Google
if you go to Dash Vapes, you can order Watermelon Peach, the #1 best-selling flavor in the unsalted line. Get this right from Dash Vapes. Go get some today. There we go.
Absolutely, you can. All right. Yeah. I mean, that's what I had for serious stuff, and just to keep you updated a little bit, because it's still, we still have to inform and educate a little bit before we we get like really, really.
Oh my, opinions from both ends. You are listening to the DP Show with Dimmy and Phil.
All right, Phil.
Hey, by the way, if anybody was sent here by Scott, because I know Scott was looking at our test this afternoon. Can you go back and let Scott know that we're having audio issues just for comedy purposes, just to let him know?
It's not that. I don't understand how to put the audio in the other scenes, because I've never used OBS. This is my first time, and I'm surprised that this is working. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you.
I can't believe you've resisted for so long. It's really easy.
What I'm going to do this week is I'm going to start watching tutorials on OBS. I'm going to work with Bill Tarling, and I'm going to have everything perfect for you next week. You're going to look deliciously golden brown in our video next week, and sound very good.
I'm taking bets right now on the side.
Good.
So we're doing two things. Larry and I are going to work on a little side liquid business.
Yes,
and we're taking bets on everything working next Tuesday.
Go ahead.
Perfect.
Go ahead.
Right.
By the way, Phil and Larry's bathtub watermelon peach. That's a good name.
No, we will mix properly. Larry, we'll get a stainless steel table. We'll wear masks. The whole 9 yards. We'll do it. Come on, Larry. Let's make it happen.
Go down there by the canal with the manatees.
Mm-hmm.
Have a little special flavor in. All right,
the manatees and the alligators.
What is Aaron Stone doing? Why is he in timeout? Come on, don't ruin the chat. It sucks having to quit using a liquid you've used since 2014 when the mail ban came into play. MOE Blue Ridge helped me get off smokes and was still buying it until they stopped shipping. Yeah. I mean, I talked to Steve. He's reintroducing about 10, 15 flavors of his top flavors in synthetic nicotine, and he's going to start shipping. And I just talked to him the other day, and I think that's the right move, because there's a lot of people like you. I don't know what I would do if I couldn't get my all-day vape. I honestly don't. I mean, I probably wouldn't go back to smoking, but I would definitely panic. And I have access to products. I mean, I have 4 stores in Greece and know a lot of people in Europe, right? But I would still panic. I cannot feel what it would be for somebody that depends on a certain flavor. I mean, you've met these people, right?
Yeah, no, I know.
This is what I vape. I've been vaping it since 2015. And you can't get it afterwards? I mean, I just can't imagine.
That's horrible. For me, it's a little bit different. I tend to be more like, if I got it, I vape it. But here's what's interesting with me, right? It could be a flavor that I love, but if I don't get that throat hit sensation, I ain't using it. It could be a flavor that I don't necessarily love, right? But as long as I'm getting that throat hit sensation, I'm using it. I'm happy and I'm satisfied. Right. So I'm a little bit more flexible when it comes to flavors, although I really do enjoy watermelon peach, the #1 best-selling flavor in the unsalted line. But if push comes to shove, I'd be more than willing to switch flavors. But I don't know. I might be the exception to the rule. Like a lot of people are really, really stuck on that flavor. You happen to be one of those people because
Yes.
I know you when you don't have something that is cooling and throat raping.
Yes.
That's a new term, by the way. Throat raping.
Yes.
You're not a happy guy.
I got
right?
I got 3 gallons of WS-23 in the freezer. Anything I get, I just put WS-23 inside.
You have 3 gallons?
Yes.
Just vape that straight. You'll be
No,
fine.
I'm just gonna put it in the bathtub and just bathe in it. Thomas Kearsop, copy paste your audio widget from this scene into the other scenes. Okay, how do you do that, Thomas? I mean, what the fuck? All right, thanks, buddy. But how do you do? I can't. I'm right clicking it. There's no copy. Stats, scene transitions, reset, lock, custom browser. I don't have anything that says paste. Copy filters. Copy filters is not. Like, I can't. It's blacked out. So I don't know. If you want to tell me how to do it, I'll try to do it. All right. What was I gonna do?
I don't know.
All right. We should start with this. It was really fantastic being able to go to a show again.
Yeah. It was.
I can't tell you how me and Phil felt, and of course being in France show, which is one of our favorite shows as well too. But being in that environment again. Seeing the industry healthy, seeing people that we've met over the years that we haven't seen in a couple of years, hanging out with our team there in France, and of course all the vapors, David from One Shot Media, Roberto. I mean, it was just. I had an amazing time, Phil.
Yeah, and I know I told this story a few times on some of the talks that we did and the interviews that we did, but and maybe it's even in the recording, but. I was curious as to like what the interaction was going to be. Just know that going there, we needed our passport. I wound up getting my passports and vaccination cards. Coming back, we needed passports, vaccination cards, and a test.
Yeah.
Right. But I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know if it was going to be like that fist bump from 6 feet away, but it wasn't. It wasn't that. All the human interaction was back. The handshakes and the hugs and hearing this. It felt really, really good. I probably just cut out just then.
Yeah, just briefly. I did what they said, but it didn't fix it.
Yeah, it felt really, really good. And I'm not sure if the award ceremony captured what I said at the end. Hopefully it did. But let's continue to talk about, the experience at the show and what it was like. And I tell you what, it was better travel than I thought it was going to be. I thought the B2B was better than I thought it was going to be, and I thought the B2C was better than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah,
I thought it was. I mean, a little bit lighter than as busy as we've seen the show be, right? But not bad at all. Not bad at all.
The only bad thing is now with this video here, if we're not going to have audio on the screen capture, it's going to be a problem. So I have to solve. Well, I mean, I can get the audio of that to play, but I'm not supposed to have that audio. You know what I'm saying?
Well, what's going to happen?
I'm going to try to fix it here real quick. If somebody,
we get copyrights all the time. It's
yeah,
it's not a big deal. I won't get paid the $5 that I'm going to make off this video. It's not.
No. Audio. Okay. What is he saying here? Audio input capture. That's what I have. Audio input capture. But what am I supposed to do with it? Like Thomas just sent me the screenshot. Do you see the screenshot on Facebook? Like, what am I supposed to do with that? I don't have a copy option.
Let's see. Thomas says, oh, yeah, well, it's clear as mud.
I don't have a copy option.
So basically he's saying select that off the scene, do a copy, Control C, copy it.
How?
Control C. Just select that audio input capture, do a Control C for a copy, go to the other scene and do a Control V for a paste. How am I doing, Thomas? And I'm the one that's technically challenged. It's like any other copy you would do.
It's not working. Mix auxiliary audio device. Mix auxiliary audio device. Okay. What is that gonna do? Okay. Global audio devices. Where do I select that it goes everywhere?
No. So you have a sources box underneath in the scene that you're in.
Yes.
You have a sources box. Okay.
Yes.
So highlight the source that you want, do a Control-C, then go into the other scene, go to the sources box and do a Control-V, and it'll paste it in that scene.
Okay.
Got it?
Let me see if that works.
Try syphilis.
Check 1, 2, 3. Can you hear me now? Talk, Phil.
I can hear you right now. Check
Okay.
1, 2, 3. Hello.
Can you hear everybody on this screen here?
Can everybody hear us on these screens?
On this screen here, can you hear it?
We'll see.
All right, let's see here. Talk, Phil.
I'm talking. Phil is talking right now. Can you guys hear me
on
the
it's
one
working.
screen? Can you hear me? See, Ricky says they can hear us both. See, the Control-C worked.
It worked.
It worked. Look at that.
It worked. It worked. I can't believe it. Dual screen capture. All right, we're
Way to
good
go,
there.
Thomas.
We're good there. We're good there.
Yep, everybody's loving it. So look at that.
Okay, talk, Phil, real quick. Let me just add it everywhere.
Talk, Phil. Can you guys still hear me? Yep. See, loud and clear, Phil. Good deal. Good deal. We got it. Yay! All right.
I'm Control-Ving on every scene that I have right now before I lose it. All right, screen capture. All right, it's good. It's working.
Yeah.
All right, look at that.
Yep.
Look at that. All right, so let me see if they can hear this.
Here it comes. What are you doing?
All right, they should be able to hear that. Okay, that's gonna be the music that I'm gonna play. All right, so first video that we have ready for you guys.
Dimitri, I was curious. Wait. Can you hear this?
yes. I feel so bad, man.
You should.
I feel so bad. It's just like I can't fucking win. I can't. Like no matter what I try, I'm trying so very, very hard.
We're here for you.
I'm trying so very hard to make sure everything works. And
I know it's okay, but
it's really stressful. You know that.
It goes back to you caring about people, and
I do care about people. I do care about people.
Right.
All right. So the first video that I have, Phil, is basically a walkthrough. Right. We used the 360 camera, and we did a little walkthrough through the event, and you can pretty much get an idea. This kind of looks like ECC in 2014, right? Kind of reminded me of that setup. It wasn't huge as we have grown to know the Paris VAPEXPO show, but it was fairly large, Phil, right?
It was fairly large, and I was happy to see a few things. Okay, so they did have a little modders area, right? They had that. They were pretty diverse in products. Obviously, it's heavy liquid. Most of the shows are heavy liquid. I am happy to see that it wasn't all disposables. I mean, disposables were definitely represented there, but not as much as I thought they were going to be, which again, I really appreciated. Several of the large Chinese manufacturers were there. So I think overall for this first show, us being back, I was really happy again with the attendance, and with the the variety of product that was there as well.
All right, so let's give you a little tour of what it looks like.
I'm gonna make a coffee. I'm gonna make a fresh coffee while you're doing this. Okay.
Go ahead. Let me pull this up.
Are you playing the audio on this or no?
Yes. No. I'm playing music.
Oh, there's the music. Okay, I can hear it.
keeping up with what VAPEXPO does. There was this stage where they did all the presentations. They had a bunch of doctors, scientists, industry specialists come up and give presentations all 3 days that we're there. It was done very, very well. And more Greeks. Phil will tell you. It's Greeks everywhere. This was actually in Paris, not in the best neighborhood, but it was actually in Paris. So it wasn't outside of Paris like he did the last show.
Not only was it not in the best neighborhood, people found out that we traveled like 2 blocks to go get something to eat that night, and they were like, "Oh, he shouldn't have done that."
We shouldn't have done that. Yeah, there's some delicious baguettes that we had there, though. They were very, very good.
I tell you, the baguette with ham and cheese is my favorite sandwich in France. It's like one of my favorite things in the world. I love that.
I'm losing my hair.
You kind of really are.
I am. Yeah, one night, me and Phil were hungry. I pulled out my phone. I found this Chinese place down the street. I was like, hey, let's just walk. It's just a couple blocks down. And I kind of knew it was not good late at night because of all the characters that we saw on the street. But we made it. And we had actually a really good meal. This is a really good question, Phil. Janine says, I'm curious to know the percentage of men to women who vape and attend vape expos. You know, I mean, there's a lot of women in Europe. I'm not going to lie to you. The France show had tons of women, right, Phil?
Tons?
I mean, it had a lot of women. Compared to a U.S. show?
All right, compared to a U.S. show, agreed. Much better. And very attractive too. Some very, very attractive women.
Yes,
not that the American shows don't have attractive women, but all right.
Yeah, I mean, if you take percentages, I would say.
I'm trying to shut up. I'm trying to cover my tracks. That's some funky ass music you got playing there.
That's what I had on my board.
There's .mod right there.
Yep. 𝗀𝗏 Joytech right there on the left.
Joytech kind of going all in with look at that guy.
Yeah.
Joytech kind of going all in with the 𝗀𝗏, right?
Not
necessarily Joytech, but now we see more 𝗀𝗏. Yeah, I know, Janine. I'm working on it.
Percentage of good-looking women to not. At the show, I think that there were more good-looking women than there were not good-looking women at the show.
At the show, yeah.
Yeah.
Notice the amount of hair that I have at the back of my head. There's a lot of it.
I mean, I'm seeing a little spots there. I'm not gonna lie to you, but not as bad as me. I'll take it like a man.
Yeah. By the way, you're about to see some video from my new rig. I will say this, that we had some of the best audio that we've had on any of our shows or our videos. But the problem is, if you are sensitive to flickering and flashing and strobing, you're not going to want to watch the video. I got a lot of flickering from the fluorescent lights that I need to work on and fix. No Delta 8. I don't think there were any Delta 8.
No, they had the CBD Expo next door, so they didn't mix it with a vapor.
Which was a great idea, by the way.
Yeah. And their CBD Expo was very successful, but it was not in the same location, Brad. That is the 𝗓𝗔𝗀𝗀 lineup. The Models Gallery was very, very small compared to other shows, of course, but the biggest line, of course, 𝗓𝗔𝗀𝗀 again.
And I think they sold out after a couple hours and they left.
Yeah, they just left the spot open. Somebody else took it over.
Hangson, one of the original
the
Chinese brands for liquid.
All right, let me switch back to this.
Switch back.
All right.
You know what's funny? And you called this. You said this. Do you remember the day when like Chinese e-liquid was just the most evil thing in the world, right? Nobody wanted any Chinese e-liquid. Oh my God, just keep that stuff away. That's why we get American e-liquid, or in France you use French e-liquid, or in the UK you use UK e-liquid. God, that Chinese e-liquid is so evil. And now everybody is vaping it in disposables.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? I mean, it's funny what a little cooling will do, you know, because all these disposables they're heavily with a coolant, which makes them desirable. I get it, but yeah, the irony there is just
so much
me.
irony, so much hypocrisy. But talk about delicious. Look at this. Look at that.
Yeah, that was a good sandwich.
You could just look at that bread. I tell you. French baguette is pretty amazing.
Yes, yes. And we had an amazing meal in Bordeaux, too, with VDLV. We can talk about that a little bit later. But we do have a little a clip of our thoughts there that we shot with listen, this is the best audio we've ever captured, ever. And all the shows that we've done, everywhere that we've taken you around, this was the best audio. This rig is working very, very well. And like Phil said, there's a little bit of a, flickering.
There's a lot of flicker. There's a lot of flicker from the fluorescent lights. So,
but that's
don't bitch about it. You're about to experience it. Okay.
Yeah, that's just from the lights. So it is what you get. But here's just a little thoughts from me and Phil.
Wait, you might say like, "Oh my God, Phil, that's the best audio."
It could be. I doubt it, but I can't be possibly good.
And the other thing is the flicker. We don't know because we have these new fluorescent lights in here, and what we're seeing is like a crazy flicker on the screen. Hopefully, you don't see that too.
Yeah. So here we go. I mean, Paris VAPEXPO 2021 finally back. I was at the Greek show in September, and it was just a disaster. It was just bad timing, bad organization, very disappointing numbers. So, we just didn't know what to expect coming into this first post-pandemic, if you want to call it, vape show.
And I think we were pleasantly surprised. I think we were very happy, especially yesterday, because yesterday was all B2B, today's consumer, and I did not expect the amount of traffic for business to business. And I thought it was interesting because some people were like, it's a little bit slow. I'm like, be thankful, at this point. Yeah. Seriously, be thankful that we're all here, we're all together, we're all vaping again. You're able to display and move and push your products. But again, I didn't think it was bad at all. As a matter of fact, we have some photos of the Inikin booth, and you could see there were a lot of people. There was a lot of interest here yesterday.
It was.
Why did we hand you a water and I didn't get a water?
Because I'm the number one superstar. But we'll share. I'll share it with you.
Oh, see, good. We'll do this live on camera right here.
Yeah, so we got a little spinning wheel, and people can spin and win some prizes. And I think I stole it from the vape wheel from 2012. I'm gonna have to talk to my attorney about it. But anyway, people are winning stuff, and we're signing it for them. It's really, really exciting. And France is our biggest market, so there's a lot of people. Yesterday I was talking to some Greek distributors that were here, and they noticed they said every second or third person that they see has a Zenith or a Slide in their hands, which was really, really refreshing. Yeah, that's a very good thing.
By the way, the tradition continues. Every time I autograph something in front of Dimitri, he points out how much better his handwriting is than mine is the signature.
I have a very sexy signature. If I was famous, I would be very, very popular.
You promised me, though, after you saw David's signature from Dash Vapes, that you would never pick on my signature.
I haven't seen David in 2 years, so, I have to make do with what I got.
I know.
Back to the show. The turnout traffic is very, very good. Look, the show is not as huge as some previous shows. The last show that we did here in France, it was a huge hall. you know, with hundreds of vendors. I mean, this is quite large, but it's not like it used to be. But nonetheless, there's a lot of traffic, there's a lot of people, there's a lot of excitement, and that just makes you feel, it makes you feel good. It makes us come out of this 2-year hiatus, you know, quarantine funk that we have been in.
When we were walking up to the show this morning, there's a road that you walk up, and then you get to the event hall, and I saw like clouds of vapor coming up, and I haven't been so excited to see clouds, I think, ever.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? It was a really good feeling. And like I said before, the general consensus of the people that we've talked to is they're just excited to be back. They're like, we're back. Matter of fact, Patrick even said that should have been the slogan of the show. Like VAPEXPO 2021, we're back.
Yes. And on that note, Phil, I mean, it's just I try to complete my thoughts here, but I just want to do it live with you because, yeah, I mean, as businesses, we need these shows. This is how we sell our products. This is how we launch new products. This is how we get the excitement, the hype bullshit, whatever you want to call it. I mean, we got to sell products to feed our families. But there's also the community aspect of vaping, right? And the friendships and the networking and the relationships you've created over this journey that we call vaping, and that's extremely important.
Yeah, I still contend that one of the reasons why we had the conversion rates and the conversion numbers that we did back in the Clearomizer days was because of the shows and because of not necessarily what was going on the outside of the show, right? But what was going on in the middle of the show, right? So the older shows, the outsides were just banquet tables, you know, with everybody's product set up. But the inside of the show were just tables of people, right? All the people, and they would bring their tackle boxes and they would bring their build tools and they would build and talk and talk to smokers. And it was a much tighter knit community back then, you know, than it is now. But still, I think that sense of community is so important. Even like, you know, unfortunately, I don't do a lot of social media anymore, but I guess just to see like my face, just to see Dimitri's face, just to see us sitting here still using our vapes, right? Still vaping and still enjoying vaping and still not smoking after all of these years, you know, hopefully that what's the word I'm looking for? Hopefully that it makes you want to, if you smoke now, it makes you want to get off the cigarettes. But if you do vape, it makes you want to stay on the vape and not give it up. Yeah. You know, even through all of the challenges and the difficulties that we're going through in the United States, if you do vape now, continue to vape. And even if it gets hard, find a way. Yeah. Find a way to continue to vape and stay off of the cigarettes. Motivated. That's the word I was looking for. Yeah. Hopefully what we're doing still motivates people to vape and to not smoke.
I totally agree. I have just briefly, because Phil mentioned it in that video, I'm going to pull it up right here. Let me see if I can
check these nuts.
I got to find the actual spot real quick. I had this 1 minute. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it's right here. Okay, so this is outside in the line that we had when we saw the people
go out here. Okay.
Yeah, shoot a little bit from there. There we go. All right, let me get
so I mean, and it's a good-looking line, and don't forget that that line was already moving for a little while.
Look at this.
I know it's
like
nice.
a unicorn, right? Look at all these people waiting to get inside.
It's almost nice to see clouds.
It feels like it's been 10 years since we've seen people like that lined up and coming to the vape show. So exciting. We just didn't know what to expect when we got here, right?
Right.
But the turnout seems to be going great. B2B yesterday was, well attended. Not the best that we've ever seen, but
I think it was a lot more than we expected.
Given the circumstances, yeah. And obviously, you see here the vapors are ready to get back to normal. And you know what was funny is we didn't know this, but they had B2B on Saturday, they had consumer on Sunday, but they also had B2B on Monday. What we didn't know is that a lot of the businesses are open on Saturday, but in France, they only work like 3 hours a week. Monday, the B2B was busier than it was on Sunday, because we shot this on Sunday, right? So we saw the BTB on Saturday, but Monday turned out to be even busier than Saturday for BTB. I mean, for our business, at least for Inikin, we did fantastic on BTB day, both days. So the turnout really was fantastic. I'm going to say around 4,000, between 4,000 and 5,000 people went through the show. I was very, very pleased. I was very, very happy with it.
Very happy. You know, we keep saying that that's not what we expected to see, and it was definitely a pleasant surprise. And again, just like being around people. By the way, I don't know if you noticed this, but there were not a lot of masks.
Yeah, no. Everybody was checked. Everybody's checked to be vaccinated before you came in.
Right. So, you know, that was nice too. It made it feel even more normal, I guess. Right.
All right. Let me see if we got any comments here. You want something autographed, Brad? We can autograph. I'm gonna autograph something for you and send it to you, buddy. Don't worry. The line, just like the good old days, says, "Rifleman." Yeah, absolutely, man. It was really, really good. All right. So, and one of the things that we talked about, friends, and I'm just gonna play the abbreviated version. Or should I play the long version?
What do you got
of the shots? If you guys did not see, if you go on YouTube, you can see the full interview that we did with One Shot Media here, me, Phil, and of course David. But what we did is we did a little collage of the best moments. I'm gonna play the full one. We're gonna do we did a little collage here, so we just want to play it for you. Here we go. David, cheers, buddy. David.
Cheers, man.
We love you, brother. So good to see you, man.
Yeah,
It really is.
Cheers.
I always
Craig,
say,
I'll drink to that.
Yeah,
Like I need an excuse.
David, every time you do that shot, no, don't put the glass down, just pass it.
is the shot count cut off? There we go.
Juliet.
Cheers to Juliet.
Cheers to Juliet. I guess.
Yeah, these are the highlights. This is the important part of the interview.
Juliet is behind the buttons. At the cameras. You don't see her, but.
So cheers to the normalcy, right? We'll just cheers to everything.
Fucking period in the sentence.
Hold on. Yeah, every period.
Huh? Cheers to.
To begin back.
Cheers to my
Back to normal.
experiences. Yes.
Watch the bottles of moonshine in this the screen get lower and lower too.
Cheers. Cheers to one shot.
Cheers to one shot. Like I need an excuse, really.
Cheers.
I would cheers to the weather if I could.
Cheers to the air.
So,
Come on, man.
man, I was just trying to get something serious. It's
very
ridiculous.
complicated, this interview.
It's okay.
He needs a shot.
One shot.
I
Just
don't know
one.
where that came
You
from.
don't have COVID, do you? Oh, that's right. The moonshine will kill it anyway.
Or you smoke and you work at a office and you don't want to smoke. You take this and take a little puffs.
Just
We'll drink to that.
To disposables.
To disposables.
to no throat raping.
To illegal.
No throat raping.
Cheers.
That's not good.
I was here at the show yesterday, and I went to a booth. I'm not going to say the name. I don't want to, dispose.
Here's to not focusing only on disposables.
And not
There we
throat
go.
raping.
And not
Good cheers.
I'll drink to that.
Absolutely.
Look, I have seen Phil's penis. He can't rape anybody.
Listen,
It can barely
that's-
touch. Can
that's-
barely
here we
touch
go.
Everybody-
You always
Doesn't
gotta.
touch the walls, right?
the back of your tongue. Barely.
Listen,
barely.
it hits the back a little bit. Okay?
This is the important
Yeah,
highlights.
it's not the size of
Yeah,
the wave
these are the
or
highlights of the
movement
interview.
I don't know.
Thank you very much.
That's what they say to people that have small penises.
I
It's
never
a,
heard that in
it's
my
a very
life.
good interview if you
Let's
want to see the whole
drink
thing.
That amazing dual prime technology.
Cheers.
Yeah, amazing. Let's cheers to that.
We might, I'm gonna have to break into that second one.
I'll put the link to this video in the
Very
replay
juicy.
on Taster Juice as well.
Here's to dual prime technology.
So I did something.
I think I said that already. But it's okay.
Again, well, it's duo. You have to do it twice.
Can you do your shot, please, so I can fill it
yeah,
up?
sure,
We
sure.
already did.
Yeah,
it.
cheers to the bad play.
Cheers to
Cheers to-
wet
Cheers
and
to
moist
Juliet
vapes.
and wet vapes.
And wet vapes.
Juliet right now, she's
Did David just
redder
cheers to
than
the
I
butt
am
plug? I
tan.
think he did.
He did. It was
Which
earlier.
is hard.
Yeah.
I am so sorry.
It's very
Please
hard.
forgive us.
Beautiful tan.
It's not our fault. It's the moonshine's fault.
Yeah, cheers to Chewbacca.
Cheers to Chewbacca.
Chewbacca.
Yes.
Yeah,
There we go. It's getting out of hand now.
Well, we were talking about my shaving
on that note,
thing. I
let's do
think.
another shot.
Yeah, and finish this because I
know you have.
apparently I have to go on the stage right now.
Yes.
Yeah, good luck, David.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Nice
thank
to
you
meet
guys.
you, and Juliet. So nice to meet
The
you.
good
So you've
thing
been
is-
There we
very,
go.
very nice. Thank
Dave,
you.
and I love the fact that when we do shows with David, I know you let them run long because I think you enjoy doing the shows.
Fucking
I
hell.
hope
I
you
would
do.
let
Thank
them
you.
run for 4 hours, man.
I hope you do, man.
Yeah,
And
so we'll
support,
send you the
support me
rush
and
show.
Phil, support David,
Support the Smokers
Yeah,
Show,
these
guys.
people. We've been around for a long time. Support us. We love you.
We know that our products they're very popular in France, and we can't thank you guys enough. We can't thank you enough for the support that you give to the Inikin products, for the support that you give to the platform products, and the support that you give to me and Dimitri. That does mean a lot to us. Sincerely, thank you guys very much.
Oh, look at your little heart.
Isn't that sweet?
So cute.
Isn't that sweet? Yeah, that was the most important part of the interview. But I am completely serious. You should go. You should go watch the entire interview. It is on One Shot Media's YouTube channel. It's about an hour long. You get to see the shots again, but you also get to hear some important stuff that me and Phil had to talk about. It was David is just a great guy. And listen, I might be 50 now. Like I'm getting up there with Phil, but me and Phil finished 2 bottles of moonshine, took another bottle back to the booth. We finished that there, and then drank champagne after that and celebrated with the French team.
Yeah, I'll tell the story the way it should be told. But by the way, to Bill Tarling, no, I was not hogging the bottle. I was being a very gracious host. I was pouring all the shots for everybody, right?
Yes.
So once everybody finished their shot, they came to me and I poured new shots. I was not hogging the bottle. One Shot Media had these really cool bar mats.
Yes.
Right? They gave us these bar mats, and what's cool about the bar mats is the spacing on the little dots or the nubs or whatever that the alcohol would normally sit in fits 510s exactly.
I've
right?
got it set up right there. See, I've got the mat
look at
over
you.
there, and I got the 510s right there.
Look at you there. And by the way, this is how it really went. So we drank the two full bottles of the moonshine, and then we got back to the booth, and Dimitri said to me, it's my birthday, and if you could just do one thing for me, if I could just do one thing, can I please have another bottle of the moonshine, please?
I wasn't.
And that's what I said.
I wasn't like that.
Yes, sir. Yeah, oh yeah, you were that bad. Yes, sir. And I ran over to Dave's booth, and I said, David, it's Dimitri's 50th birthday. I said, he is asking for another bottle. I said, I'll buy it from you. Whatever. He's like, no, just take it, Phil. And I did. I got it for you. Yeah, I mean, considering all the birthday cake that you had over there, it was the least that I could do.
Yeah. Let's not talk about that. But at the end of the day, I got to spend my birthday with you. So I mean, what can make any better? What can top that, really?
Nothing, really.
Catering to you on my birthday was my favorite part of my birthday. Speed Freak, just have to say, last month I converted my ex roll-up smoker for 30 years using the Chroma S. Congratulations, Speed Freak. Thank you very much. More importantly, how was the French liquor? I will tell you, this moonshine, Pam, is the best thing I've ever put in my mouth. I'm not gonna lie to you. For shots, not to drink it, but for shots, it is appley, sweet, caramelly, and just it's a delicious orgasm in your mouth. I could finish up 5 bottles if I could stand up afterwards. It was delicious.
Yeah, it's really good.
It was really
they do. They have an e-liquid that
I'm vaping it right now, but it's just not
Are
the
you?
same. It's not the
Well,
same.
because you're not getting drunk off of it.
Yeah, I mean it's good. I couldn't vape it all day. It's just too sweet. But yeah, it's good. It's good. So that was the fun part with Mr. David from One Shot Media.
It really the history of David goes back to when how we met was the movie that we saw, VAPEXPO, right?
Yeah.
And
yeah.
David sat next to me and he whispered in my ear during the entire movie because the movie was in French.
Yeah.
And he was translating on the fly, and that's how we met David. And we just like that night we drank, and it's become a drinking thing with David ever since. Every time we get together, we do lives or we do the interview there, we drink. He's just become a really, really good friend, and I said this several times when we were traveling. There are people, right, that are on the top of my list, right? People that I really enjoy in the vaping industry that I consider friends, and it's like the safe place where like I can go and hang out and talk to that person. David is definitely up there on the list.
Better than the real apple pie South moonshine. I've had real apple pie moonshine, and it's good. Even my wife enjoyed it. I like it, but yeah, I will have to say it's better.
You know, I remember at the original Vapor Cons and Vapor Expos.
Yeah,
yeah,
Vapor Con and Vape Bash.
Vape Bash and Vape. They had this bottle of moonshine. Do you remember the one with the strawberries?
Yeah,
on the
it was
bottom?
really good. It was really good.
You remember that? And oh my god! And they're like, Phil, don't eat the strawberry. I'm like, give me the strawberry. They're like, don't eat the strawberry. And they gave me the strawberry. I should not have had the strawberry.
Yes.
Those were some of the best times of my life, man. At those early shows.
I agree.
And boy, was that shit strong. Wow.
Yeah. Nonetheless, the show overall was a success for us because not only did we did a lot of good business, we saw a lot of good friends. We also had this. Very, very, very excited, very, very proud of getting that award, and thankfully the French team has captured that on video, and we would like to play that for you.
Let's play
now.
it.
Yeah,
let's play it.
Patrick, bon, c'est pour la inoutile, la 𝗂𝗏𝗀 𝗕𝗂𝗏𝗂.
That's the entire French team going up there too. But boy, what a great team. Here's Dimitri humping Patrick.
I do have to note that we were pretty inebriated by this point.
Oh yeah. What happened?
Bravo, merci beaucoup. Félicitations. Bon, peut-être un mot.
You say something. This is Nicholas.
Merci beaucoup à l'organisation du VAPEXPO de nous avoir permis de se retrouver après ce long moment d'attente.
He's just telling everybody how incredibly handsome I am.
Ça, c'est vraiment top. On est très fiers, l'équipe Vaping France, de participer tous les jours à aider les fumeurs à passer du bon côté de la barrière. Merci à tous.
Sure, give the American the mic, really good idea. But I tell you what, never mind the award. In today's times, it is so good to be back with all of you today. Thank you.
It was, and I meant that.
Very well done, Phil. Very well done.
Thank you.
Under pressure. Under
Thank
pressure. Under pressure.
Under pressure.
So yeah, we also got 2 awards from the Vaping Post for Best Starter Kit and Best Tank, of course, for the Zenith 2, which is, again, we're very, very proud of the Zenith 2, and we're very proud of this kit, right? I'm not going to lie to you. Every second or third person that you saw at the show had either a Zenith or a Zzlide in France. Unbelievably humbling. We're so grateful of all the success that we've had there, but we're more proud of how many vape shop owners came up to us at the booth and said, you know, they have helped literally thousands of people quit smoking with a Zenith since it was launched in 2017. Right, Phil?
Yeah, it's really humbling. I can't describe to you really how it feels to be at a show like that and just see person after person after person walking by using your product. It is such a great feeling. And what compounds the great feeling is when you're talking to shop owners and they're telling you that people are quitting smoking using your product. It's a tremendous feeling, guys, and it's why we continue to do what we do.
And more products coming. In fact, we're going to talk about a new product today. We actually have a new box coming out. We have a new tank coming out. We have a new line of products coming out with Inikin. And it might shock some of you to see that Phil and Dimmy are creating a performance series of products. So let's just differentiate the two, Phil, and explain the difference between platform and performance.
Well, I think everybody knows pretty much what platform is at this point, right? Platform is the jumping off point. That's why we call it platform. It's a platform. It's a base where you as a beginning vapor can get a nice solid foundation and take your leap into vaping. We always wanted platform to be more than just a product. We wanted it to be an experience. We wanted it to come with a level of support and a level of community that you don't necessarily get with other products. So really, when you're buying platform, you're getting me and Dimitri, right? You're getting me and Dimitri. You're getting access to us. Everybody knows how to get a hold of us. You're getting the platform group on Facebook. You're getting a bunch of good people that are there to answer your questions. You're getting the QR code in the box that you can shoot or scan, and it's going to give you the tutorial videos that I do. We didn't want it to be something where you go into a vape shop, you buy it, you walk out, and you're like, all right, now what, right? So easy to use products, and that's what we wanted platform to be. Now the performance series is a little bit different. Do you want to talk to the performance, bud?
Sure. So what we noticed in the market is that we got a lot of, pod systems coming out. We noticed that there's a lot of, disposables. There's a lot of mouth to lung, believe it or not, devices, when in 2017 we couldn't sell our products in America. But there's a lot of people making mouth to lung stuff. And we feel that there's, again, a segment of the industry that's forgotten. And that is the restricted direct lung and direct lung. I vape restricted direct lung as well, too. So we wanted to come up with and utilize a new technology that started at Inikin a couple of years ago. I think it was one of the first discussions we had about this duotech technology. How do we implement this technology, which we're going to explain to you today, and we're going to show you a little video about. How do we implement this duotech coil technology? Basically, what we did is we looked at the way a rebuildable works, right? And it works with capillary action, right? When you hit that button, the coil warms up. The liquid is soaked up into the cotton, and then it goes into your coil, and you get tremendous flavor in most rebuildables. How do we copy that and put it into a replaceable coil tank? That was the question.
Before you go, I want people to just think about this, right? Especially, like, this is something that I couldn't figure out when I first started vaping. Let's say you have your tank and you start vaping it, and it gets a little gurgly. It gets a little flooded, right? Initial action, or like when I first started vaping, was, well, I'm just going to push my button, right? I'm not going to draw on it or anything. And that liquid is just going to get evaporated away by me pushing the button. But what did I do? I didn't help anything. I actually made it worse, right? What's making it worse? It's the heat and the capillary action that's making it worse. Go ahead, D.
Yeah. So we actually worked on this technology for a Z coil, and we will be having a Z coil with this technology coming out. But it makes more sense to introduce the technology for the industry and the consumers to understand exactly what's happening into a restrictive direct lung or direct lung tank. We believe that it works better there. However, I will tell you that the test that we've done on the Z coil that uses this technology is probably one of the best coils that we have tried. It does have some finicking things that we need to finish and perfect it, but even in a mouth-to-lung setup, we were very, very happy with the results. But we were extremely happy was the way that the ZF, now called coil, the ZF coils, came out. And the new tank that's going to be called the Z-Force tank. All right. So let me play the video, and then I'm going to play the video once, then I'm going to back it up a little bit into a frame that kind of explodes the coil up, and Phil will talk a little bit more about the technology. But here, take a look at it now. Of course, the device is the 𝗂𝗏 but with the 21700 battery. It's something that a lot of people have been asking for it. The device is done, right? It's going to feature the 𝗬𝗏 technology, of course, as the chip. But the star of the show here, I mean, you know, you see the new device and the shiny Titus of all that, but the star of the show here really is this, right? It's the coil. So Phil, while I have this kind of like blowing up over here, why don't you tell everybody? Why don't you tell everybody what's happening?
Okay, so this is, if you want to call it revolutionary, I'm not sure it's revolutionary, but it's never been done before. How about that?
Yeah.
Right? So it's a mesh inside of a mesh. So in the center, there's a mesh coil that behaves just like any other mesh coil. It's going to get hot enough to evaporate the liquid, creating your vapor, right? But on the outside, there is another mesh. It doesn't get hot enough to evaporate the e-liquid. It doesn't get to, you know, it's not going to make vapor. But what it does is it heats up to the point where it's pulling more liquid into the coil, right? So if you think about in the Fourier technology, we have refresh. You can come off of this now, Dave. We have things like refresh and we have coil plus. So what does refresh do? Refresh heats the coil, just any coil, right? Heats the coil a little bit, not enough to evaporate or vaporize the e-liquid, but enough to heat the cotton around it, increasing the capillary action, pulling more liquid into the coil. So it's kind of like what we're doing here, but on steroids. So here, when I fire the coil, the center coil, vaporizing the e-liquid, but it's that first coil on the outside, it's heating up that liquid, it's increasing the capillary action, it's kind of taking that liquid in and it's pushing it towards the center coil.
And for for dummies like me, not to be confused with a dual coil. This is not a dual coil atomizer, okay?
Duo.
It's a duo technology, right? So it's not two coils that are basically vaporizing e-liquid. Only one coil is vaporizing e-liquid. The resistance is going to be 0.25 and 0.35, you know, 40 to 60 watts, and then, you know, 50 to 80 watts for the lower resistance. But the outside mesh fires at a different wattage than the inside mesh. So the inside mesh is going to fire, you know, I've got mine set up here at 46 watts. When I hit the button, I'm going to get 46 watts from the inner coil, but the outside coil is going to get much, much less wattage. How did we do that? It's magic unicorns from China. We can't tell you.
Yeah, we're going to talk about some of it. We're not going to talk about others. Just know that the coils are going to come in a 2 ohm or a 0.2 ohm and a 0.3 ohm.
Yes. So so the way that this works, in order to give you constantly good flavor, and what I like to call non-technically a wet vape, but Phil likes to call
a fully saturated vape.
A fully saturated vape. You literally get this vapor into your mouth, and it's full of flavor, and consistently. No matter how much you chain vape, no matter how much you hit that button, you're gonna get that same vape all the time. The liquid is being fed from that warm coil on the outside that's soaking the e-liquid and pushing it to that second layer that's vaporizing it and putting that delicious vapor in your mouth.
One of the original ideas on that I had on how to promote this was I was always thinking like a jet engine. So what does a jet engine do? You have the outside impeller, you have the inside turbine, right? So the outside basically pulls the air in, it compresses it, and then it ignites it through the turbine, right? So that's how I was always thinking about the technology. In effect, that's kind of like what's going on. You have that outside coil pulling the e-liquid in, almost like compressing it and sending it, like pounding it into the center coil. So it's definitely something different, guys. Look, you know, it's hard to do something very different with wick and wire at this point, and we're trying to, right? We're bringing you the Fourier technology, something that hasn't been done. Coil plus, something that hasn't been done. Refresh, something that hasn't been done, and now the dual coil technology, again, something that hasn't been done. And if you think about this, and Dimitri he talked about it a few times at the show, what this could potentially lead to, right, is a system where you're controlling both coils individually, right? That's the future. and we're not sure it's when or if it's going to happen, right?
Yeah,
but
but we do have the technology that can do it. It just needs to be perfected. So the way that we can introduce this coil to the market is we have it working perfectly now at a set temperature for the outside coil and an adjustable temperature for the inside coil, depending on where you like it. I'm not a high wattage vapor. I vape between 40 and 50 RDL. Some comments here from the chat. E-liquid preheating, that is a genuine first. Congratulations, says Rifleman. Melissa says the thought put into your products is beyond. Thank you, Melissa. That's very sweet. Does it fit Z devices? No. This is a Z Force. The coils are ZF coils, and they're not going to fit into Zenith. They're not. This is what the coil looks like, and you're going to notice the first thing that it's not a huge coil. I mean, we see some of these coils that are on the market right now, like the big sub-ohm tank coils, and they're $4 or $5. This is going to be much cheaper. There you go. Phil's got it on his close-up cap. That's what the coil looks like. It's a push coil. There's no threads on the bottom, obviously. And you can see the size. I mean, it's made to be a flavor banger. That's exactly what it's made to be, a flavor banger. Absolutely. Yeah, we can't do the 510, but we are going to make a we are going to make a Duotech mouth to lung coil 0.65 ohm for all the Z devices.
Yeah, there will be a duo coil Z coil,
and there might be a dual Duotech restrictive direct Z coil as well too, like the 0.3 ohm. We might come up and be able to put out that same technology for the RDL people that use the Zenith 2 now, or the Chroma Z for restricted, and a lot of people like the 0.3 ohm coil. So if we can make that better, absolutely, we're going to make it. So I think we're very, very happy, obviously, for the 217, because I mean, for 2 years people have been asking for a 21700 device, and I will tell you, we've done a great job with this door. I mean, this door is just absolutely just really, really, really solid on the bottom, which is something that's big turn off for me in a lot of these devices. But most importantly,
I'm sorry, the screen is nice and bright on it. It does have, if you're familiar with the Chroma Z versus the Coolfire Z80, the Coolfire Z80 has the single button on it. The Chroma Z has the full panel that is not only your screen but the fire button. So that's what the 217 is going to be like, this, which is great, because this is still one of my favorite devices, even though I don't use it with a pot. I use it with a tank, because I pick it up and I squeeze, squeeze. Don't have to think about finger position, don't have to think about anything, pick it up and I squeeze. The screen is going to be nice and bright on the 217. And guys, the 21700 battery is fantastic. Okay, especially if you're a mouth to lung vapor, because it's just going to last you for days. It really is going to last you for days. And using the 217 reminds me of using an Inikin MVP, one of the big old MVP boxes, right? It's just, there's always a charge on it. It's like you see that lineup of devices. You're like, well, what am I going to grab? I'm going to grab the 217 because I know there's going to be battery life left on it. That's been the experience that I've had with the 217. Just a really nice device. And
I think what's really important here is that me and Phil are behind this, and it just goes to show you that we don't discriminate when it comes to vape. If you have a really good idea, why not utilize it in an RDL DL setup for those people that enjoy that style of vaping? I vape like that. Phil does not, but that doesn't necessarily mean that we can't create a product that we believe. I mean, everybody that's tried it, my testers in Greece, absolutely love the flavor on it. I love the flavor on it. But it just goes to show you that we need to have a balance of products across the board, and especially for Inikin, right? Because Inikin's been known, Inikin has not had a lot of sub-ohm products on the market. Definitely nothing really, really popular. And we believe that it's missing from the lineup, so why not introduce this technology into that, and then take that technology and expand it to the rest of the line of products? I think it just makes absolute sense.
Yeah, and Dimitri kind of alluded to it before. I remember, excuse me, I remember how I felt going to shows earlier on when, like, Dimitri and I were looked at like, what are you guys doing with mouth to lung? You guys are like dinosaurs, how ridiculous. And the world was direct lung vaping.
Yeah.
Every reviewer was a direct lung vapor, right? Let's keep that in mind. Now, all of a sudden pods come out and disposables come out, and all of a sudden all the reviewers are now mouth to lung vapors. I don't know how that happened, But I've maintained that I am a mouth to lung vapor from when I started to where I am right now. But I also remember how it felt walking around the shows and being completely left out of the game, of the party, of products that appealed to me. There was a time when mouth to lung was only available in really, really expensive rebuildables, and we thought about that. We thought about, leave no one behind, right? Dimitri and I always talk about balance. This is us balancing out, the products, especially when, some of I can remember some of the more, the closer American shows that we went to when it was just like nothing but pods, right? Just nothing but pods, like little pods. And I remember direct lung vapors coming up to me and saying, "There's nothing for me here." Yeah. Right. Yeah. Dimitri will attest to that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like there's nothing for me here. Right. Unfortunately, the vaping industry, you see that wave, you see that trend, and they go all in. And they forget about everybody else, and they forget about the way people vape. And we're trying to take that into account with the performance line.
And we could have made it disposable. I mean, the easiest thing to do is make it disposable. Everybody's using the same liquid, right? All you do is just change the marketing or whatever. We could have came up with a really, sexy name for disposable and put it out there. But I think that this product is needed. I mean, obviously the 217 is needed. A lot of people are asking for the 21700. But I think that also that Anakin needs a good sub-ohm tank in their lineup as well too, and the technology on this opens up the door for us to do so much more in the future. Even in the starter kit coils, I think giving somebody good flavor, especially on their first experience of vaping, is extremely important, right? If a smoker picks up a device and gets a dry hit, what do? Usually they're like, "Oh, this does not work well. Oh, this is, I got burnt," and they might throw it away. If we can avoid giving them that burnt hit by using this Duotech technology and a T18 or a T20 or a Zenith or something like that, that's a huge net benefit, I think, for vaping in general.
Yeah, I agree. And in a coil size that's like human size, as opposed to
thank you. Yeah.
Giant.
Thank you, Paul. I appreciate the nice comments. The tank will be and the device will be available mid-December is our projected date. I hate to say it because every time I say it, something happens and it gets delayed. But I am fairly confident that these will be available launching mid-December. By the way, I saw a comment from Brad about the stab wood. It's not real stab wood. I don't think you can get it. You're not going to get it.
Actually, the 217 was created with the economy in mind.
Yes.
Yes. The feedback that we received in the creation of the 217 is that people just wanted something as inexpensive as possible. So
yes, and we got really, really good feedback because we presented them at the show in France, and we got a lot of really good feedback from the people that saw them.
I'm chucking clouds, bitch.
LabWorks, the Aries 2, love this for 20 milligrams synthetic. Did you say the Z-Force will be MTL as well? No, the Z-Force is strictly RDL and direct line for now. But we will have a dual force coil for mouth to lung as well too. Paul says, I will openly say this, quality of your products designs are stellar. Thank you very much. Daryl says, so are these coils fitted through a push fit connection, making it easy to swap out with no mess? Not only is it push, but it also has an automatic shut-off liquid valve, Daryl. So when you pull the coil out of the device, automatic door shuts down the liquid, so you're not going to have any liquid falling out of your tank.
I wanted to show you this. Well, actually, let me just show you on the tank. This tank has been sitting, so if you see some condensation or some liquid, so this is another thing that we were thinking about too when we created this. You know how some of these coils, right? The press fit coils that you see out there, they sit so flush, right, that there's nothing to grab onto. And some of these tanks actually come with a tool to remove your coil. You're not going to have that problem here. It's actually really, really easy to take out. And like Dimitri said, there is a spring system in here so that if you do pull your coil and your tank is full of e-liquid, nothing is going to come out. As a matter of fact, I think I can go like, oh, no, it doesn't work that way. It's not like the, what do you call it? It's not like the Z-Force tank. Not the Z-Force tank, the Zenith Pro tank.
Carbon units. Well, there is a carbon, but it's not real carbon. I'm not gonna lie to you, but that's. I mean, the market. You know, you got to watch the pricing on it. But we have some sexy designs. You probably saw some already on our social media, but yeah, there's some really, really sexy designs on the 217. There's 5 new designs coming up now. Also, big announcement today. We have 2 new colors coming for the Coolfire Z80 with a little bit of the ladies in mind. We did get that comment a lot in France that the ladies felt they were left out of the, you know, generally all the products that we make. I think we are the only company that makes a lot of female-oriented products over the years. Purples, pinks, rainbows, all of our chromas, the Chroma A, the Chroma Z. We tried to make some colors that are geared towards ladies. And I think with the Coolfire Z80, we didn't do that. So we sat down with the French team and we decided on a couple of colors. And we're going to have a rose gold pink Coolfire Z80 kit coming out and a delicious candy apple red. I mean, the red looks sexy. It's like watching a Ferrari, but in your mouth vaping. It's really, really, really.
Yeah, the red looks really, really good. But I do love the pink one. And like I said, when we had the product meeting today, I think it's going to look lovely in your hands, Dimitri.
Yes, absolutely.
We all know how you feel about pink, but I think that is so attractive for a female. And I think with like the Z80 and the 217, we weren't necessarily thinking about the ladies as much as we should be.
Yeah,
but
we got that comment in France. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think we're definitely gonna change that. We're definitely gonna change that. And if you look, I mean, like Dimitri was saying, you know, Innikin has always thought about the ladies, like the scepter, the pink scepter. This is gorgeous. This is a gorgeous piece for women.
I just had a woman message me from Greece today about getting it as well too. She couldn't find it in stock, so she was just trying to find a place where I can guide her to pick it up. She absolutely loves it. All right. So yeah, that's the exciting news with the 217 and of course the Z-Force, part of the now performance series of products designed by 𝗵𝗵𝗀 and the Vaping Greek with the better signature. So when you see the signatures on the packets, of course mine is going to be better than Phil's.
You know the bullshit that I had to deal with? We had to sign a stack about that high, right? Of the inserts that the French team was going to give away with every purchase of the Z80 and some of our upcoming products. And we went live when we were doing that, and it just nonstop. And I thought that you weren't going to pick on me anymore once you saw David's signature up in Canada, because
I haven't seen David in 2 years now.
I know. Well, you should remember how bad his was compared to mine. You should remember that.
Yes, it was pretty bad. It was pretty bad.
But the good thing, we were talking about this. What's the show where they Pawn Stars?
Yeah.
You know how Pawn Stars, when they bring in the expert to validate a signature.
Yeah.
See, I don't think anybody would be able to validate my signatures because my signature is a work of art. Here's why. Everyone is unique.
Yeah, that's not a work of art.
None of them are the same.
That's really not a work of art. That's not how you define work of art.
That's I define that as a work
abstract,
of art.
Maybe, but not work of art.
It's an abstract work of art. Abstract is an art form, right? My signature, therefore, is an abstract form of art. Everyone is unique.
Paul says design a side-by-side. Paul, we submitted a side-by-side 3 years ago, my friend. A really nice design. It just didn't make the cut. And in fact, when we write the book one day, when we retire from this industry, we'll have a chapter maybe of some of the designs that we gave to, including a design that was stolen, by the way. We're not going to tell you that now, but there's no reason for us to bitch and whine.
You want to show it?
No.
It's an older design at this point, right? But let's see. You guys have seen this, no?
Yeah.
It's a 3D print, but
it's just so sexy.
This was a good looking side by side.
Yeah. But it didn't make the cut. But we believe it was one of the sexiest side by sides market. But it is what it is. Speaking of BS, are we ever going to see Mr. Miami doing a comeback DJ set?
No.
No, I don't think so. Not anytime soon. We have to get
the dollar amount would have to be pretty spectacular.
Porn stars or pawn stars? Is Janine? I think on both. It would be
either or, really.
Either or. What about a gold Z80? Yes, it's coming. Craig. A limited edition is coming. We are working on the details of the gold, of how exactly we're going to. What we want to do is do a 5,000 pieces run, numbered, with all the Z-quills in the package. We want to make it a limited edition for the gold. So we're working on it. Trust me, we are. It's in the works. It's in the works. I can only tell you what we've decided for sure that is coming out right now. So that's what we're doing right now. Looks a bit like the Vapor Flask. So. It was just, to me, the side-by-side was meant to be comfortable. Because, the side-by-sides, the problem that I have, for example, I don't know where it is up there. Some of the side-by-sides that have the button a little bit lower. I mean, I like them, like, aesthetically. I don't like to use them with a button being that low on that back side of the screen. Or the side fire button, the one that they put on the side of the device. We designed it to be very, very comfortable in the hand. And take, of course, the Zenith tank at the time, because this is 3 years ago when we submitted the design. It just didn't make it. It didn't make it, unfortunately. All right, listen, big announcement. Big announcement. Tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern, we have a premiere video. It's already set up on Phil's YouTube channel. Please go over there and like that video and click the notification bell when it's going to go live tomorrow, because we have a very, very special episode for you guys. We have done a lot of shooting for you guys over the years, but what you're going to see tomorrow, you're going to be absolutely amazed, right, Phil?
Yes, I have this.
What is that, Phil?
I'm gonna roll it and smoke it later on.
Don't do it. It's
no.
Not gonna lie.
This is tobacco leaf, ladies and gentlemen. This is actual leaf tobacco that we got at VDLV, and VDLV is the company that we're going to be premiering tomorrow night on the premiere. Dimitri and I will both be in the chat answering your questions. So we've shown you guys so much stuff over the years, right? We've taken you to China. We've taken you inside Chinese manufacturing. We've taken you inside Chinese machining at the what's the word I'm looking for? The clone shop, right? The clone. We took you there. We've shown you e-liquid production. I've been to Evolve. I've shown you board manufacturing. We've shown you so many things over the course of the years. The one thing that we have not shown you, and the one thing that we have not seen ourselves, is how you go from this to this, right? We haven't shown you that. And that all changes tomorrow night, because we're going inside at VDLV. VDLV is an e-liquid manufacturer in France, but they are an end-to-end solution, right? So they grow their own tobacco leaves. They extract the tobacco, the nicotine from the leaves, and they use that nicotine to create their own e-liquid. So you're going to see how that's done in the video tomorrow.
I think just a couple of important facts that I want to point out here. Number one.
By the way, this is so crumbly. I was like, it's just, but it's really kind of old. And
you know what would be very cool to do that, Phil, is frame it. Take the tobacco leaves and take them to a frame shop and have them put them in a frame for you.
That'd be cool.
With a glass. I think that would be very, very cool. And you can hang it in your office.
Yeah. Right next to your picture.
I was actually being serious. I thought it would be very, very cool.
Oh my goodness.
So the point that I want to make with VDLV is the tobacco that they grow is only used for manufacturing nicotine that we use in electronic cigarettes. That's an extremely bad point, and if we're going to be in the chat tomorrow to make sure that that point gets across. They went to farmers that grow tobacco and basically told them, listen, smoking is dead. Vaping is the future. No, they didn't say that. But
sick as tits.
But I mean, you got to see the writing on the wall, right? So what we want to do is have dedicated farms that are going to grow a specific type of tobacco that yields high nicotine that we're going to use. We're going to guarantee we're going to be buying this much from you. And in fact, right now, they can't produce nicotine for anybody else. They're producing about 1 million bottles a month, folks. So all the nicotine that they're extracting, they're using for their product. I mean, eventually, I think that they're going to expand to be able to provide nicotine for other people as well, too. But think about this. They went to the government. The reason why I bring this up is imagine if we did this here 5-6 years ago in North Carolina or Virginia, you know, where they grow the crops, if we had done it as an industry. But they were smart. We were not. They went to the government. They said, listen, we're going to have these tobacco farmers grow. We're going to keep them in business. We're going to take this product, and we're not going to use it for combustible smoking that kills French citizens. We're going to use it for the less harmful alternative, which is vaping. And the government said, you have our blessing. We're going to check on you. They get inspected to make sure that that tobacco is being used for that purpose. And guess what? We're not going to charge you tobacco tax. We're not going to charge you the tobacco tax that farmers get charged, or the companies that buy it to create cigarettes is not being charged in this tobacco that is being grown for VDLV. I mean, how brilliant. I cannot stress enough how impressed I was with this facility. From the recycling, from what they do top down, integration, how passionate the people that work there, but how smart they are as well. You're going to see science. It'll be a separate video. We couldn't fit it all in one video, right? So tomorrow you're going to see the process. Then we have another video that we shot with their lab. Their lab has 15 people working on it, just scientifically doing testing on their products and doing testing that we can use as an industry to promote tobacco harm reduction.
Yeah, and Dimitri, he just touched on it there. Let me expand on it a little bit. They're a very French company, right? So what do I mean by that? If you think about the packaging for the Inikin products, we went to an eco-friendly packaging for the French market, right? We're seeing like the disposables being shunned a little bit in the French market because I think they care about the environment maybe a little bit more than other markets. This company falls right in line with that. So nicotine extraction from leaves is obviously something that's done in India and China. They came up with their own process, and it's a patented process that you're going to see in the video that is a more green way of doing it, right? So there's a lot of toxic chemicals that are used in the process in standard extraction that are not used in the process that you're going to see tomorrow. Now, not only that, but a lot of the waste material that this company produces does not get thrown in the garbage. They use the waste material to create energy that they feed back into the factory. As a matter of fact, and I'm not sure, this is something I don't think is going to be in any of the videos, but they have friends who create guitars. They make guitars, right? So rather than having them make guitars in some other factory somewhere, they have a section of VDLV that they're making these guitars in. And the reason why they're making them there is because all of the wood scraps, all of the sawdust, all of the waste from the guitar making process, again, they're using that to create energy for the factory, right? So it's a very different way of doing things, and it is patented, and they truly care.
It is absolutely brilliant, guys. I'm telling you. Janine says that's brilliant. If this could expand globally, the tobacco growers wouldn't rely on cigs. Yeah, and it has to be sold. And not only does it have to be sold to them, but you need to get the government behind you to do this, Janine. And this is where I think the brilliance of this company comes. Okay, of course, a tobacco grower, this is something completely new to them. They have to grow a completely different crop. The regular crop that we use for cigarettes cannot be used for extraction of nicotine because it does not yield the amount of nicotine that this plant produces. This plant produces 15 times more nicotine in the plant than a regular tobacco leaf. That's why it can't be smoked. If Phil smoked that right there, he would overnick. It's just too much. You can't actually smoke it. So now you're telling him, listen, we have to put this new crop in to yield this tobacco leaf that we need to use for e-liquid. And we have to guarantee you that we're going to be buying this from you in order for them to do it. I mean, it's a farm operation. It's not an easy task. The fact that they went to the government and did all the work to give the confidence to the tobacco growers to do it is actually a brilliant move. And I think that if we would have done it here, it would have been very, very beneficial. How close are we to artificial nicotine or synthesized nicotine? I mean, it's already out. Synthetic nicotine is out. It's just very, very expensive right now. So it's not an issue of how close we are. The patents already are out on synthetic.
Yeah, 5 Points has been doing it for years now.
Yes, absolutely. And environmentally friendly, says Melissa, extremely. They recycle their own water. You'll see the video tomorrow. It's just unbelievable. It's just unbelievable.
And I don't think we touched in it in the video
as much as we should. Yeah.
What's that?
Yeah, we didn't touch on it. It's just too much to put in there. But.
Yeah, but actually, one of the byproducts or waste products of the process, they found out it works as a not an insecticide, but as a something that they could use on the plantation that gets rid of mushrooms that attack the tobacco leaves.
Yeah.
Right. So like right down to that, they figured out something that they could do with the waste product.
They make they make that from they build some kind of a methane and they capture it and then they use that or in some kind of formulation to give to the farmers to cut down on the pesticides that could eat the tobacco plant. It's just it's truly mind blowing. I mean, it really is. So that video is going to premiere tomorrow, 9 o'clock on Phil's YouTube channel. Please come and hang out with us, and we'll be happy to answer all your questions. I saw the video today. Phil did an amazing job editing. And then maybe Monday of next week, we'll premiere the scientists, which are very, very important as well, too. We didn't want to combine both because usually when people watch this hour-long video, they get a little bit sidetracked. And then scientific talk is not for everybody. We know it's not sexy, but we do believe that it's important, and we need to put out there what this company is doing in the lab, which is just as important as what they're doing out in the field, right? I mean, they're doing tremendous work. They're completing the triangle of the vaping equation. What you're going to see in most studies that have been done now, especially by our opponents, a triangle, what does that mean? So we have the HPHCs, you know, what's inside the liquid. We have what's in the vapor, the emissions. But we also have this one factor, and that is how the product is being used. Not all products are used the same. Different wattages, different voltages, different resistances, different draws, MTL, RDL, DL, different airflow. So what they have developed in their lab is a protocol. Before they do any kind of testing, they can actually set the parameters of how the user uses that product. That avoids the problem of, let's say, Stanton Glantz getting a device that's meant to go to 13 watts and hitting it at 25 watts to produce bad emissions, capture those emissions, and say vaping is toxic, which is not, right? And all the testings that they have done, they have found that vaping is at a 0.3% toxic versus a cigarette. 0.3%. Lower than what even Health England has claimed with a 95% less harmful. Okay, so it's truly amazing. The only thing that we can play for you today is some just look because it's the DP show, right? So we have to be a little bit funny. So we have a little video with some outtakes of the video that we're going to show it tomorrow, and then we'll have this again for you next Tuesday. We might upload it as a short as well too on Phil's YouTube channel. We're going to start doing some of these shorts as well too. We captured a lot of footage in this trip, and we just couldn't put it all in one video. So we might be doing some of these shorts. So let me pull this up. Make sure everybody can hear it. And here we go.
To this, today at VDLV. Did I say that right? Yeah. And today that changes here at LVDL. We've shown you... Keep going. Yeah. Keep going, keep going. We've shown you e-liquid production, but we 𝗵𝗵𝗶𝗹, see, it's scripted. God damn it. Okay. All right, here we go.
Vaping's bad. Vaping's bad. Kids. By the way, why would you have to do that?
Or you said 𝗪𝗪𝗪 was the big D word. I thought you were the big D word.
I am the big D. You know who's not the big D? You.
Just one question, a quick question. Can I have one of those masks for when I stay in a hotel room with Dimitri? Is that okay? Damn it, that joke. Didn't get it. Good joke.
So what he's saying is that when me and him in the hotel together, maybe I have gas, so he put the mask on. That's don't worry.
Yeah, it's like
a joke in China.
I was just gonna say that. It's like telling a joke in China. Nobody gets it. Okay, it's all right. It's okay. So, I know. I gotta slow down. Like slow down like you. All right.
Okay, on tant que je montre comme ça. Okay.
Everybody has all these full gear.
And we don't. It's okay. It's as long as we limit our exposure to just being here and recording.
So let me make sure I don't make the same mistake as you. VDVL.
VDLV.
At LVDL.
VDLV.
Why do you remember the VD part so well?
It was back in 1993, Are we doing TikTok? TikTok video? TikTok?
1, 2, 3.
Syphilis. No, okay, ready?
We can't go in there, right?
No.
Okay.
Let's get cells and stuff like that. I don't want to. Your Italian DNA all over the cells are gonna be. All right, you ready?
and I just ended a PhD.
He's a doctor. Yes, a real one too, and that's not like statin glance. That's for sure. That's funny stuff. funny stuff. Yeah, just a little sneak peek of what you're gonna see tomorrow at the premiere of the video, and very, very excited, very, very proud, and I have to thank Phil because he did an amazing job of editing. Editing video is the hardest part, and
thank you, buddy.
Yeah, you did a really good job on this.
Yeah, we had some issue. I thought there was missing video, but I didn't realize how the GoPro was numbering videos. We also had some issues with the fucking camera overheating right in the middle of the shoot because we were recording in 4K. And the GoPro 10 in 4K lasts all of like 5 minutes before it starts to overheat. We figured that out. So we got most of it. There's some flicker in there again from the fluorescent lights. Need to work on that. But I think for the most part, it's a really well done video. And it's not one of our hour-long. It's not one of my hour-long videos. It is exactly 26 minutes and 10 seconds, so it's really not that bad. It keeps moving along. It's good.
Yeah, early studies commonly use smoking machines and overdriving atomizers to produce toxic measurable emissions, says Rifle. Absolutely, and they created their own machine. They made their own machine that is dedicated for vapor. Not only dedicated for vapor, keep in mind that direct lung, there is no machine in the world that can capture the amount of vapor for a direct lung, but they were able to make it. But imagine this. Imagine if they used a smoking machine, which captured about 65 to 70 milliliters of vapor, of smoke. That's what they were designed for. Generally, on an average direct lung draw, you capture between 450 to 475 milliliters of vapor in your lungs, right? So imagine you're trying to take all this now and you put it into a container that cannot capture that. How are you going to able to accurately get what the emissions are giving you? Not only that, keep in mind that a direct lung airflow needs air, right? So if you're hitting it, you really, when I'm vaping on the Z-Force tank, I have my air open because it needs more air. It's heating very, very fast. So if I have the air closed and I hit that button, the emissions that I'm going to get are not going to be accurate, right? They made a machine. They have the machine in the lab that does all that for you. It can do automatic switches, pulls. I mean, it's just it's truly unbelievable. And I hope you enjoy that as well too. I really do hope that the scientific video gets as many views as the VDLV video, because I think it's really important. It probably won't. Let's be realistic. But I really enjoyed sitting down talking to the scientists that they had in the lab. And they had a couple of really brilliant guys that really care about tobacco harm reduction.
By the way, the Greek accent phenomenon was on full display with your pronunciation of TikTok.
You know what happened? I went inside the lab and there was like 3 or 4 girls in the lab, and they were all gathered around a computer, and I don't know why, because everybody's TikTok is the cancer of the internet, but everybody's done TikTok. So I saw them all gathered around the computer, and I thought maybe they were doing like a TikTok, dance, but actually they were doing like a very serious scientific experiment. So it didn't go over very well with them.
It's almost as good as my joke went over.
But
right. You hear the way he said it, right?
TikTok. We do have a giveaway. By the way, listen, we know that we owe you a giveaway from like 17 months ago on the amount of mods that we have. I've counted mine. Phil hasn't counted his, so we're gonna do it next Tuesday. We're gonna give that away next Tuesday, okay? But what we're giving away today, Phil in the platform group did a thread where he was wishing me happy birthday, and he had everybody wish me happy birthday. So thank you very much for all of you that participated in that, and he has a very, very nice package. He does have a very, very, very nice package. Let's
see what's in it. You want to go through what's in the package?
I got it. I got the picture right here.
Oh, okay. Because I have it right here in front of me. It's a very nice package.
There you go.
Yes, look at that. All of that could be yours.
All of that could be yours if you.
Oh dear God, please be in the United States. Please be in the United States. Please be in the United States.
All right, so here is the list. Transition to this. This is the list Phil gave me already. These are all the names that participated in that. I am going to highlight them all, and then I am going to put them in. I just want to make sure everybody can see their name before somebody says I left them out. And I'm going to put them in random.org for the list here.
Random.org.
And I'm going to go slowly. I'm going to go.
Big shout out to Marshall for getting that list for me too. Thank you, Marshall. And I'm sure Marshall and Craig will go ahead and put the winner up on the platform Facebook group.
These are all the names. I'm just going to go slowly, make sure everybody sees their name on there. Oh, we're missing asterisks here. Let me add that.
I don't think it matters.
Okay, I don't know. It's just to make it, I don't want nobody to say, "Oh, mine didn't have an asterisk, so I didn't take it in." You know how it is, Phil. You know
and if your name is not there, you did something wrong. Okay, there were very specific instructions.
All right, here we go. Let's go, Afghanistan. Let's go. Big shipping, no whammies. Big shipping, no whammies.
Please be from the U.S. Please be from the U.S. Please be from the U.S.
Marina Grant. Congratulations, Marina Grant.
Marina?
Yeah, that can't be U.S.
That doesn't sound like U.S.
That can't be U.S. No. Marina Grant, congratulations. Greg and Marshall, make sure you tag her in the chat and let her know. Paul
won something from Australia. It cost me like $9,000 to get it. It was like it cost me like $9,000 to get him a $10 tank.
I sent him something as well too. Yeah, I had to mortgage my house to pay
Craig,
for the
don't
shipping.
tell me that's another Australia.
but Paul has been very, very kind to me. He's helped me a lot, so I can't complain too much.
I know.
All right, so next Tuesday night, we are going to talk a little bit more about the scientific stuff. We're going to talk a little bit more about VDLV. We might show you some video next Tuesday that didn't make it into the final cut, so we might cut out some pieces from the footage that we had and play it for you next Tuesday, and also continue a little bit the discussion on VDLV of what they've done, maybe do a little Q&A with you guys if you had any questions from the video that we missed during the live, because tomorrow we're going to be in the chat. We're not going to be actually in the video. And we're gonna do the giveaway next Tuesday. I promise you, for the combination of mods. If you haven't participated, there's a video up like 2 months ago where we announced that.
I have a lot of counting to do. I really only have photos. I don't think I have any video. I mean, I could walk through and do a little bit of video. But.
So we got a few minutes here. Let me see if we got any questions. Did we cover everything, Phil? I just want to make sure. Did we forget anything?
We did it all. I think we wrapped it all.
Chroma shots. There's a lot of shots. Yeah, I think we covered it all. Everything that we had to do. It's nice to be back. We're going to try to get shows in all this month because, again, in December I'm leaving. I'm going back to Greece for a few weeks. And I'm also going to Albania. I'm opening a store in Tirana, Albania.
Congratulations, man. You're just opening up stores left and right.
Buddy.
It's amazing.
Thank you. Anybody from Albania here? Anybody from Albania? Anybody have any Albanian?
Yeah, probably the one who just won that contest, I'm thinking.
Marina, that sounds like an Albanian name. But yeah, I'm expanding a little bit there. And so I'm going to be going there in December, which is not good in December to go to Albania. It's very, very cold. But anyway.
You should be coming here in December.
I should. I might come down and see you. I might come
December,
down.
I got the jury duty. I got a jury duty thing.
I might come down for a couple of days in November to see you. Maybe we'll do a live show together on Tuesday night from your. Okay. I'm going to try to plan and come see you for a couple of days.
We should do another live from the boat. That'd be fun.
Yeah, that would be cool.
In the hot tub.
That'd be cool. Yeah, we haven't done a hot tub in a while. Now that you got sporting a nice little slim body too.
No. Yeah, I tell you, between France wasn't too bad. But then what you guys don't know, when I didn't fly back to Florida from France, I flew back to JFK. And let's save the train. We'll save the train ride story for next week.
Yes.
But I went to see my family for about a week. And we had mom, since I'm not going to be there for Thanksgiving, mom made Thanksgiving dinner. And between France and mom's cooking and just all the eating, I couldn't wait to get back here and get back on the bike. And I got a little bit more work to do.
It was a crazy trip.
Yeah. Let's save the train stories for next week.
I just want to see the members. Oh, here she is. I just want to see where Marina's from.
Oh no.
No, she looks like she's in America.
Oh, really? Oh, thank God.
Yeah. You're lucky. Lucky. Hashtag no urine left behind. Absolutely. What happened to the liquid reviews? Question for you, Phil, I'm assuming.
I don't do them. By the way, you might notice, wait, what's wrong with, nothing's wrong with Jersey. That's where my family is. You might notice that I haven't done any reviews.
Yeah.
Really? Yeah.
And
if anybody's interested, $1,000 There you go.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think that when Phil put out the call for vaping, you know, he was asking for 12 milligram. At the time, only like 2 companies contacted him with 12 milligram nicotine because nobody had it. It was either 3 or 50. But yeah, I think you know, the reviews are, it is what it is, you know?
Yeah.
We're more happy doing these live shows and hanging out with you and answering your questions live. And I mean, really, what's really to be excited about in vaping except the Z-Force tank? I mean, really, that's the only thing you should be excited about is the Z-Force tank when it comes out.
Well, I mean, doing these lives and there's a lot of stuff that we're doing behind the scenes with the French team, with Anakin too. You know what I mean? So there's stuff going on there too.
Absolutely. All right, we said it all.
We did. Good job, buddy. Good job for pulling this OBS thing together,
man,
last minute.
That was.
Thank you, Tom, for the cut and paste idea.
That was rough.
Good job.
By the way, if you are interested in getting some of that delicious #1 selling watermelon peach, --vapes.com. It's the one in the middle, but the one on the left, the cool citrus, is just as delicious. I just want to make sure I point that out to you. Formulated from the transitioning smoker.
But it's not the #1 best-selling flavor.
It's not the number. It's the #2. At least it's not #3. Matt Coley.
Goodbye, Melissa. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, I know.
Matt Coley holds that position very, very close to his.
By the way, we're putting out 3 new flavors in 2025. I'm pretty sure, like something like that. I don't know.
All right, thank you, everybody. We certainly appreciate you hanging out, and we will be back with you tomorrow night, 9 p.m. for the premiere. Then hopefully Monday for the scientific premiere, and then Tuesday back again with another DP show.
Yes. You know what's cool?
Yeah.
I have another one for the collection here.
Oh.
They're all here now.
Cool. So, you got them all there? I don't know.
Here.
Mine are all over the place. You know how organized I am.
They're all here.
Mine are not. I don't know where mine are. All right. Bye, everybody. We'll see you again next week.